Hello, guys. Welcome to Live with Jacqueline Valdez. I'm super excited for today's guest, spirit, soul, and human being. She is an incredible being. She's a dancer. She's also an actress. You've seen her in Scary Movie 5. She's got some amazing stuff coming out. And she is also the founder of the Love Effect Connect, which I'm super excited to hear about. So let's welcome the beautiful Nikki LaShae. Hello. So glad we made this happen today.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So how's your day going?
Very good, very productive. I just left the gym and, traffic.
Yes, I totally understand life. So tell everyone about your journey, because you have a lot of different things that you do, which is exciting, and a lot of different roles that you have.
Yeah, well, I do a lot of things, but in the same category, art. Everything is art related, just in the spirit of creation. And so I started out writing and as a classically trained musician. First instrument was clarinet. And then as I got older, I taught myself piano and guitar and continued to study classical guitar in college and at Georgia State University. And continued to play my little heart out, in college as well. I picked up athletics, in the meantime, track and field, country and basketball. Just, I love being active. I still carry that with me to this day. And I expanded my art form to include dance, modeling, and acting. When I was 17, 18, I kind of just got the exposure, really. The exposure just allowed me to feel something that tapped into a deeper, layer of passion. And as the best way I can describe it is freedom. I felt more free than I ever had before when I stepped on stage acting and telling these stories. And I was a quiet kid and I was super, super shy. But when I was on stage, it wasn't me. And so I didn't feel like I could be judged or anything. And so it was just absolutely free. And also just no limitations. It was the first thing that I had ever done where I felt truly limitless. And so I expanded into theater, studied theater at Georgia State University. And then as I was working as a professional dancer at that time as well, I'll backtrack a little bit and say I was interested in dance in high school, but we couldn't afford dance classes. So I would, Google poses and combinations, and I would practice those in our living room. So by the time I turned 17 and I was able to get my first job, then I paid for my own classes. And so I was beyond a beginner when I got there, and I continued to study dance as I continued to study acting. And at Georgia State University, trained at Gotta Dance, had all these wonderful dance studios, taught at the Atlanta Ballet, trained at the Atlanta Ballet. And I was able to secure some pretty amazing credits that helped get me a good solid start to transition from theater to film. And so as a dancer, I worked on Scary Movie 5, The Identical. I did a Volkswagen spot. I did a tour with the Neo Soul Circus and just a lot of other cool things. And so danced at the Fox behind Dickie Simmons for his Life of a Jet Setter tour with Jacob Lattimore at that time. And so it allowed me to transition. And then I was ill in 2015 and couldn't do anything, and so coming out of that, it really made me understand the importance of just using time wisely and being very specific about what you want to do. And then I said, okay, well, I'm going to max out the film thing, and I'm going to always do theater, but I'm going to beeline it. And so I did, and I booked a lot of amazing projects that year. And then, the journey just continues. So now I'm doing the film and theater thing still. Well, theaters are closed, but I'm doing the acting thing still. And I've allowed myself to even expand with that, writing a couple of projects. I'm being asked to come on and direct and produce. So it's really amazing what happens when you just say yes and you just keep moving forward and you don't limit yourself. And,
Yes, those are such beautiful words of encouragement. And I love that you really listen to that inner fire and you really followed your passion, which is so beautiful. And I want so many people to follow what ignites them to follow their passion, to live the fullest, to live their best. And the arts is so important for the world.
Yes, absolutely. Art is a pretty powerful medium. It can be lucrative, for some. It could it's the universal language. It disarms everybody. It stimulates conversations. It allows people to be in touch with their emotions. It allows people to heal. Just all kind of things. Art is just the language of the soul, truly.
Yes, that's so true. And I love that you took the opportunity of, even though you might have not had the funds, to really take advantage of social media, Googling, and really just following your dream and, practicing and dancing on your own.
Yes, 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 yes. Not everybody has I don't want to call it a silver spoon, but every family is different. And I truly believe that your passion makes a way for you. I've seen it in my life as an adult. I didn't know how to explain it, as a teenager, but I just knew that I wanted to do something. And it's like I needed to do it. And so I just found a way. I just Googled it, and it allowed me to to be more advanced than I should have been, because I just took that leap forward, and allowed myself to, I guess, to learn and be open to whatever came my way.
Yeah, that's such a huge word of advice also, because it is really important to, follow your voice, to listen to that inner gut. If you have something that's wanting to drive you, to let it just flow, let it just go. And I have a story that's similar. When I was little, I used to be in my parents' basement. My mom was a hairdresser and she would do hair, and I would be choreographing to imaginary students by myself in the basement, just, following my dreams, spinning and turning.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So I think it's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's beautiful about being like a child or a teenager. You don't wear the world on you. Like the world tells you, like, you have to do this first, you have to be this first, you have to do it this way. But when you're a kid, you just do it, you just go. And I think that we all need to remember what that was like and how much we were capable of,
Yes.
and what we were able to do when we didn't have fear and all these self-limiting beliefs that really aren't our own,
Yes.
so yeah.
Yes. Face that fear and just do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that allowed me to, and it just opened so many doors. It opened so many doors for me, and all because of that seed, that seed of just stepping forward. So I think that we can carry that in anything, really. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Find your inner kid and follow and plant and nourish that seed.
Yes, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
love it so much. So what word of advice would you give someone who is wanting to get into the industry and they do have that fear?
I would say, above all else, know who you are, really cultivate that relationship with yourself, really take the time, with yourself, befriend yourself, date yourself, fall in love with yourself, explore yourself, be gentle and kind with yourself. Just really go through, like, just as we go through life, the world, these streets, the mall, go through your spirit, go through your soul, and be willing to keep your eyes open the entire time and just see what you can see, with your inner eye, and allow these things to come up for you so you can know what you need to do or resolve in order to function at your highest and your greatest. And also so that you'll be able to pull the right opportunities and the right people in your stratosphere. It all starts with self. And if you go out here, I've seen it time and time again, if you go out here trying to figure out who you are, or validate yourself by everything external, by the booking, by the party, by the invitation, by the person, then it'll tear you apart. It'll tear you apart because you're not rooted in anything. So root yourself, ground yourself, so that you can keep your feet on the ground and you can always see yourself. I like to say, I told myself I always wanted to be able to see myself, as I navigated this whole industry. I never wanted to not see myself. And I know that that's, a little poetic there, but I never wanted to look in the mirror and not know who I was,
Yeah.
you know. And so yeah, just know who you are, fall in love with yourself. And from that place, you can find alignment with whatever you want, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like it has nothing to do with industry, but everything to do with industry and everything else. Like the
Yeah.
opportunities you align yourself with,
Yes.
um, you'll know what to say no to, what to say yes to, from your agents, to even like being open-minded enough to know how to be creative and strategical, and stand out from the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Also to build your tribe and your community. So, but this all starts with you and the core of you, you know?
Yes, I love that so much. And that's so true, is to be really grounded, to stay rooted. I'm huge on energy, especially this year. I've been really channeling really positive, empowering, lightning people. And I
Mm.
feel like it's strongly because I've finally found my center. I found who I am. I've connected who I am with more so. And it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. It is. It is. I even noticed a difference in my auditions. There's,
Wow.
there's a quote that said, the lack of confidence kills the creative spirit. And that is true. Like no matter how much talent, I had, and I've always been very talented, but I wasn't confident about it. And because I wasn't confident about it, it's almost like, nobody can take you seriously because it's the energy that you present yourself with. And so, once I started cultivating that relationship with myself,
Yeah.
and I walked in presenting myself differently, then people received me differently as well. So yeah, it changed my career, changed my life actually. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. And I love that you said that, because a lot of people think that it's energy around them, or they'll say, life's hard because of this and that. And really, it has to do with finding yourself and drawing good energy towards you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it has to start with you. Like, you don't have to wait. For instance, in dating, you don't have to wait for somebody to court you. Take yourself to eat. Run yourself a bubble bath. Buy yourself a nice glass of wine and flowers. Like, you
Yeah.
have to be that in what you want to attract. And it doesn't necessarily mean like do exactly the same things, but it's like you want success, operate in that energy. You know what I mean? Like what would you do if you were already successful? And what does that even mean to you? Does that look like financial abundance? Does that look like the house you want? Okay, well, if that's the type of house you want to live in, maybe you want to go running in that neighborhood,
Yeah.
and visualize it. Maybe you want to utilize a vision board. Maybe you want to meditate on it. It's just you have to find something that works for you so that you can place yourself in that environment. So right now I'm working on my Oscar, right? So, so I am holding my Oscar like every day,
It.
and yeah, so I'm
I
working
love
on
it. You're dropping so many gems. I love it. Hello, Christopher. Thank you for popping in. Hello, Oki Tokai. I don't know if I said that right, but hello. Thank you guys for popping in. So tell me about, you are the founder of the Love Effect Connect.
Yes, yes, that is my baby. That is a charity that I founded on accident, about 7 years ago. It started just, I worked with different brands, and they would have like an excess of foodstuffs. Maybe it was kashi and they had a lot of cereal and granola bars, or maybe I did a convention as a spokesperson in Chicago or Atlanta or Vegas, and they had, they order all these things and they have an excess of sandwiches, and people just throw these things away.
Wow.
And so I would I would go downtown because I lived downtown at the time. I would go city center and just pass these things out, or really just ask if people wanted them. And I just figure, there are people that could probably use it, so why throw it out? And then I wondered, around the holidays when everybody is with their families,
Yeah.
what's going through the hearts and minds of people who maybe don't have that option. And
Yeah.
so, like, typically during like Christmas season, like the streets are empty, everybody's kind of chilling, but there are people who are still in the streets.
Yes.
And so I chose that time to create this thing called Help for the Holidays. And I just saw it as something super simple. Hey, let's get together. I'm inviting anyone to like come with me, to do this. In the first year, I just called up a friend girl who's also an actress, and We like made sandwiches and got cookies and put some hygienic items in like grocery bags and passed them out. I had like 30 bags between us. Then like the
Right.
next year, we had like 9 volunteers. Montel Jordan donated Bibles
Oh,
and put money in. He donated like 50 Bibles and put money in the Bibles. And
oh,
then we had how many bags? We had 90. We had 90 bags that year. And then 9 volunteers. And then the next year, we had support from Wing Zone and Kroger.
wow.
And yeah, and then we had like more volunteers, and then we had like 130 bags. Then the next year we had 300 bags, and the next year we had 350 bags. And then I was like, oh gosh. And then I did it in LA and Atlanta. And
Wow.
so and then Viacom and Awesomeness TV did a featurette on my my organization, and now it's called The Love Effect, because I didn't want it to be limited to just the holiday season. I wanted it to expand. And there are a lot of other things, you know, that we are expanding into right now. We're working on going ahead and doing the 501c3 route, because we've just been community supported this entire time, which is really a testament, you know, of the human spirit. Like people were just giving without asking for a tax credit. And I didn't even know anything about that, honestly, you know, then, but people weren't even asking for it. They were just giving of their time, of their money, like going shopping, like with me at Sam's Club and everything. And,
Wow.
you know, so the cool thing is that we have these care bags. That's what I call them, care bags. And
Right.
they're just stuff with things that are useful during this time, you know.
Hmm.
You know, it's winter, so hats, scarves, scullies, and then you know, powder, and then the women have different things, and the men, of course. So, you know,
Oh,
women specific things for hygiene and male specific things for hygiene. And then California, we had children's bags, because we were
oh,
working with women and children in transitional housing. And the women, well, the kids often go through trauma, you know, physical and sexual, you know, trauma. And
yeah.
so there's a healing process that needs to take place. And so I designed these coloring books called the Book of Awesomeness, the Book of Awesome Things. And so it's, you know, a coloring book, but it has positive affirmations and imagery.
I love
So it encourages the child to follow along with that. And just, you know, kind of getting in their brain and assisting them as they're, you know, recovering and healing, so that they can flourish and thrive, you know, mentally and emotionally. And every care bag has a love letter, and
Oh,
that's their staple. So even when the donations run out, you know, when you know that somebody cares about you and, you know, believes in you and wants you to survive, that just,
yeah.
it does something for the human spirit that nothing tangible or material quite can, you know,
Yeah.
serve that. And so, you know, just like I'm in my head, I'm just replaying, like, you know, watching people like read the letters, you know,
Oh,
excuse
I'm gonna cry.
me, watching people read the letters and just seeing like what it does, you know, for them, and like hearing somebody say, well, they wanted to
Oh,
kill themselves, and then how, you know, they feel differently now. And so it's just like, you know, and then how people just come alive, because it's about fellowship. It's not just about like giving things out, right? It's about connecting with people,
yeah.
normalizing, you know, connecting with people heart to heart. And so just that, just having a sense of community makes a world of difference for really all of us. You don't
It
have to be on
does.
the streets to feel that, you know. So, you
Yeah.
know, imagine there's so many lonely rich people, you know what I mean? And so I just say that to say, you know, what we do at the Love Effect when we do these things is really focus on fellowship, you know, fellowship and just sharing some love. And so we laugh, you know, we talk, we hold each other accountable. You know, they're adults, they don't need pity parties, you
Yeah.
know, but it's done in the spirit of love, you know what I mean? And you know, so that's a little bit about the organization.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh. You have me in tears. I think that's so
Mhm.
beautiful. And it's so needed right now. I love
Mhm.
and have so much respect for you that you're using your platform to empower others, to shed light, to, you know, bring love into the
Mhm.
world with other people that are really needing it. And it's
Yeah.
so important. It's so
Thank
needed.
you. Thank you. And right now, we're raising $1,500 to go ahead and file the paperwork through, her name is Marissa Crespo. So we want to use her. She's an amazing entertainment attorney based in Atlanta, Georgia. Amazing. And so she is going to sit on our board, as well as complete the whole process for us. So if you guys want to help out in any way, just go to the website, theloveeffectworldwide.org. And the organization is called The Love Effect.
Okay, yes, and I will post that once our interview goes on YouTube.
Thank you.
And if you need anyone in Florida, I would be happy to help out down here.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious. It sounds like such a beautiful cause. And just to create that domino effect of, making a ripple in the world, one person at a time, it just starts to change the world and transforms it into a more loving place.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So really, really excited to do this work. Really thankful. Like didn't know or never said, oh, I'm going to start a nonprofit, but it just turned into it. And, it grew organically and so quickly. And why not? I want to be able to support, the gifts that flow through me and support the ideas that flow through me because it's in service of other people. And, so I want to allow it to live, and like we have other things like that I want to roll out when it's on the website as well. I talked to like an abuse shelter in Chicago, where we're going to, basically treat women like I get treated on set. So we'll have hair, makeup, we'll have food, I want to do this, but I'll have other people help out too. We'll have a creative director there. So we'll basically pamper them. They'll be a model for a day. And at the end of the shoot, they'll have a portfolio of their images and they'll have a love letter in the back. So should they ever forget, they can always look at themselves, read the love letter, and always remember how beautiful and valuable that they are as women. And so, it's just another thing that I like to do, for the organization.
Well, and it's so important that everyone knows that they're of value and that they are beautiful.
Absolutely.
And everyone has something beautiful to contribute and to give and can make a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Agreed.
Yes. And I will be reaching out to see if I can help, how I can help.
You can write a love letter. Anybody all over the world can write a love letter through the website. Okay. And please sign your name and your occupation, because at first it was anonymous, but then people were just so inspired to get letters from actors and singers and producers. People were just so excited to just see that, like, oh, I'm a singer too. And then, you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of lit a fire in them. So yes, you can write a love letter. You guys can always, of course, send donations, whether it be monetary, gift cards, or like actual items, whatever you guys want. It's totally open for the community, the world community, to come together, to help each other.
Yes, let's do it, guys. Let's everyone help pitch in.
Yes.
So what words of advice would you give someone who is wanting to create something like this and to help others and to create a nonprofit?
Yeah, with this and with anything, really just like honor your spirit, honor your heart. I think that like we'll ask for things like, man, I want this house, or man, I want to do something great. And then, you get an idea that actually serves that, but you ignore it because you don't see it yet. You can't see what it looks like next year or how it manifests or when it kind of fills out, after a couple of runs. But I say, and Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes inspired me a lot. And I think that it puts it in words quite nicely. Just say yes. So if something is on your heart to do, or if it's an idea, even if it's just like a part of it, just the seed of it, just say yes, go do it. Like if you want to, I didn't have like a website, or an idea or a name for it when I first started. I was just like, hey, do you want to come with me downtown? I'm going to go, connect with people who are, displaced downtown. Just go do it. And then I just decided to do it every year. I was like, you know what? Christmas isn't like that big of a deal for me. I already hung out with my family on Thanksgiving. People must be lonely. I want to go see what they're doing. And hey, guys, Facebook and Instagram, if you guys are interested, this is what I'm doing. You guys can drop off donations. and, we're going to hit the streets at about 11 a.m. Then the next year, it just became more organized and formal. But yeah, just
Yeah.
do it. And there's nothing too small. There's
Yeah.
nothing too small. And then you can also start with the people around you. A lot of times it's easier to help strangers than it is people around, but it's so, excuse me, it's so important.
Yeah.
And I've been on, and it's just very important to just look around you.
Yeah.
Ask if people are okay.
Yeah.
Ask if someone needs anything. You don't have to start a charity to
Yeah.
do this work, to
Yeah.
use your heart or to help people. Sometimes it's just buying someone coffee,
Yes.
because you see a mom with her two kids and she's just trying to get coffee and they're being unruly. And then, buy the kids cupcakes and buy her a coffee. Like all these random acts of kindness it's really so necessary for us. And it creates this, it puts an energy out there that is, I just believe, serves so
Yes.
many. And it's so much, the act itself is just so much bigger than any one person
Yes.
because it affects so many. And so just imagine doing that for that woman, and then you make three people happy. You make the two kids happy and her happy, and then she goes and tells someone else about what
Yeah.
happened. This is really, really nice. And then you probably inspire her to do the same thing. And then she went and gave somebody else that positive energy, and now they probably want to do it. You just affect so many people, when you do good work.
Yes.
And I think that, you would rather affect people in a positive way than in a negative way,
Yes.
in this world. So,
Yes. No negativity, all positivity, and
yeah,
just
yeah,
believing that you can make a difference.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
I love that so much. Oh my goodness gracious. You're so beautiful on the inside, not just on the outside. And that's why so many people have so much love for you and so many things are just opening up for you.
amen. Thank you so much.
Of course. What things are coming up for you in the future?
Well, a lot of things. I've taken on, I've expanded, if you will, as I mentioned earlier, into production roles to develop a couple of projects that I've written. And so I'm in talks with a company about distribution,
Okay.
and well, two companies about distribution for a few of my projects. And I'm continuing to flesh out a couple of more. I also have been writing a couple of TV concepts for creators who, have ideas, but they don't necessarily have the passion or the skill to flesh it out, in script format. So I've been doing that, staying busy with that. And looks like, yeah. So just that. And then I also am co-founder of an entertainment tech app called CHTV. So we are expanding with that. We just did a 24-hour audiothon on the Clubhouse app. And we are in talks with, a couple of other mediums off the platform. What we've done is we've streamlined original content. We've curated original content
Nice.
from different types of talk shows, if you will,
Mhm.
to we have an in-house writing team, and an in-house talent ensemble. So they perform the works written by the writing team. And the team is comprised of people from all over the world because that's what technology allows us to do. And so just really navigating that path, as I've somehow become a founder, a tech founder as well. But it's a beautiful and exciting journey. And we're going to have monthly performances. So our next one is going to be on the 25th. So just everybody can go to the website, clubhousetvnetwork.com, and find out more about that. I also founded a Women in Film club on there. So we have a lot of conversations, that are relevant to the woman experience in entertainment. And we had a very powerful discussion a couple of weeks ago
Uh-huh.
featuring some very powerful men in Hollywood, some
Wow.
executives, couple of directors who are all doing like large scale, work. And the conversation was men in solidarity with women in entertainment, which is very, very important. When we talk about how do we move forward,
Yeah.
how do we make things anew, you know, and how do we make things healthier? What types of discussions do we need to have? What types of relationships do we need to foster? What types of alliances do we need to create in order to make this a safer space for women? and allow us to really thrive, you know, in ways that don't force us to jump hurdles that we shouldn't have to, you know, just to get recognized or just to get paid or just to have opportunities, you know. So yeah, those are things that I'm working on now. And then of course, like I just shot the Super Bowl commercial with Anthony Anderson and T-Mobile, and that was fun, you know. And of course, that already came by, and you know, just there are opportunities, you know, all the time, and we're just sifting through them and meeting discussions, and I'm very excited about things to come. So just rock with me, y'all, and stay tuned, and we'll see what announcements come up next.
Yes, I'm so excited for your journey. And I love that you're having discussions that need to be brought up, things that need to be talked about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Was there anyone that you wanted to do a special shout out to?
Oh, well, everybody that is so supportive and so loving and keeps me lifted, like on social media. It's an interesting thing. I have some of the most beautiful, like, people that I've never met in my life that have such kind things to say to me, and you just never know how you are shining for someone else. And so, like, I'll get messages about how you know, I inspired someone to do this, and you know, it's just like, wow, you know, like, and I think everybody's capable of that, you know, just shine, you know, let your light shine. And so just thank you to the people who, you know, show up for me and to be entertained, to fellowship, to just read what I wrote for that day, you know, to show love and cheer me on and be like, go girl, you know, shout out to all of you guys. Yeah.
No, I love it so much. What is it that you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for creating amazing work, amazing films. I want to be known as the artist who left the world better than when she entered it. I want to be known as someone who used her voice to impact positive change, and who allowed people, like, whenever they left her company, they felt more loved, more knowledgeable, more confident. I want to be remembered as that type of individual. And I aim to do that every day. I fall short sometimes, but I aim to do that every day.
Oh, I love it. And you're such a huge inspiration. You're such a beautiful light. You're using your platform to help and make a difference in other people's lives. It's very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It was so much fun today. I could talk to you all afternoon.
It was. This is great. Great conversation. Great questions. Love this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you for illuminating the world with your presence.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, we'll have to do it again. Till next time. Bye, love. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you for watching Live with Jacqueline Valdez, illuminating the world one voice at a time. Thank you guys. Lots of love and light.